Students have many opinions during Constitution Day debate.
The e-cigarette epidemic is still ongoing. See what the FDA is doing to change this.
And what the Balloon Glow has in store for us this year. Hello and welcome to QUTV News This Week. I'm Alexa Lowe.
And I'm Taylor King. The celebration of homecoming is kicking off this week with the nomination of Homecoming King and Queen. Several events are put on throughout the week, including the annual Balloon Glow. You can watch the QUTV Facebook page for the Balloon Glow content, such as this picture from last year provided by Shane McAdams. The Balloon Glow will be held Thursday night at 6 p.m. in Friars Field. The homecoming festivities will conclude on Saturday with the football game against Truman State University. The Homecoming King and Queen will be announced at halftime. QU students got a chance to talk about immigration issues at Constitution Day.
Participants were able to argue whether or not Quincy should become a sanctuary city.
Bring people in can help us a lot, especially not only for the church, but it could bring the people that are trying to change their lives.
Students gathered in the Hall of Fame room to recognize Constitution Day. They debated whether or not Quincy should be a sanctuary city. Each of the tables were labeled with a different perspective to argue. Students were split into different tables such as religion, law enforcement, and Democrats to argue their different viewpoints on how they felt about the situation.
We're not following federal laws. The next minute is to pick and choose what children were allowed to take out of homes under our own discretion.
The participants range from students and professors to Vietnam War veterans.
We did agree in some way that we do need to come up with a policy that can revise and kind of make better than one we have already, especially with doing with the children.
The different tables gave participants the opportunity to hear different viewpoints they had not considered.
Constitution Day is when you're forced to defend a specific perspective, and so I was so focused on the religious perspective that was the table that people were making points from the law enforcement perspective, economic perspective, health perspective that we definitely did not talk about.
Even the law enforcement table agreed everyone participating had something to bring to the table.
One that I was seeing was from the religious table because they brought up great points that have brought up, from World War II, from the humanistic side, and it is a Franciscan university, and it's such your core beliefs are rooted around here that they brought up very good points that kind of contradicted law enforcement.
This was a mock discussion for a hypothetical situation. Join the debate for if Quincy should become a sanctuary city on our QUTV Facebook page. Q partnered with Wine on Broadway to offer alcohol at athletic events. Fans 21 and older now have the option to purchase alcohol inside QU Stadium and other designated locations. Vice President for Intercollegiate Athletics Marty Bell said they want to stress that the main objective is to provide an enhanced fan experience. The Greater Lakes Valley Conference just recently revoked its alcohol policy. This gives QU the opportunity to create a more vibrant game day experience, Marty said. No beverages of any kind will be permitted to enter the venue and no alcohol will be permitted to leave the venue.
The House of Energy and Commerce is holding a vaping hearing today.
The acting commissioner of the FDA is among those scheduled to testify. John Lawrence reports.
Don't vape them if you got them. That's the message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
At this point, I think caution regarding all products is recommended.
The CDC says there's been at least 9 vaping-related deaths in the U.S. in just over the last month. That's in addition to the more than 500 cases of lung problems linked to e-cigarettes, some of which illegally contained THC oil.
We currently have Minnesota children who are on mechanical ventilation due to this vaping injury.
This week, Minnesota police arrested a man after seizing nearly 80,000 illegal vaping cartridges with THC. The street value, up to $3.8 million, according to police. Over in Los Angeles, protesters on both sides of the vaping issue making their voices heard.
The tobacco companies say that they're targeting adults, but they're using flavors that attract kids.
Once you stop how they're getting it, then it doesn't matter what flavor it is. There's still flavored alcohol out there. Why aren't we taking that off the shelf?
In a preliminary vote on Tuesday, the LA Board of Supervisors unanimously voted in favor of banning flavored e-cigs and tobacco products in the county. And Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker is calling for a statewide 4-month ban on the sale of vaping products. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Temporary bans on most flavored e-cigarettes are instituted in Michigan and New York.
Find out who brought home the Emmy for Outstanding Drama Series for the 4th time in a row.
And what app has hit #1 on the charts, all next.
Soccer is a physically demanding sport that often results in a tie. Student life comes with its own demands, and often it feels like the losses outnumber the wins. Sometimes you just need someone to listen. It's comforting to know our Quincy team extends beyond the field.
You have to make it your cue for you to do what you love.
Q Day of Service is next week. It's a chance for students to serve the community. Sarah Phillips is here to tell us about it. So Sarah, where should students report on Wednesday for a Day of Service?
So on Wednesday, students will meet on Penny Lane at 8, and then we will go until 8:30, and the buses will start leaving at 8:40.
Okay, so then how many participants and how many projects did you guys get this year?
So we have 790 participants, which is awesome. And then we also have 50 projects. So we have 29 off campus and 21 on campus this year.
Okay, and then what type of new things should students expect throughout the whole process?
So we're really excited about our mobile serve, the new app that we have to track hours. We think we're going to get great data from Day of Service, and I think it's going to make tracking Day of Service hours a lot easier.
Okay, thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, no problem.
The 71st Primetime Emmy Awards celebrated both newer television shows on the rise and classic series saying goodbye. David Daniel has a look on Sunday night's big award show.
I find writing really, really hard and really painful.
Nevertheless, Fleabag creator and star Phoebe Waller-Bridge won her first Emmy for writing, then another for lead actress in a comedy series.
I find acting really hard and really painful.
And then returned to the stage when Fleabag won Outstanding Comedy Series.
But this is just getting ridiculous.
First-time winners in the drama category included Ozark's Julia Garner for supporting actress and Jason Bateman for directing, Jodie Comer, lead actress for Killing Eve, and Billy Porter, lead actor for Pose.
We as artists are the people that get to change the molecular structure of the hearts and minds of the people who live on this planet.
In the limited series or movie category, Michelle Williams won her first Emmy, lead actress for Fosse Verdon, and Jarrell Jerome received a standing ovation as he accepted the lead actor trophy for When They See Us.
This is for the men that we know as the Exonerated Five.
Standing ovations also went to two shows that said goodbye, Game of Thrones and Veep.
I was told I would be up here alone.
No Emmys for Veep Sunday night, but Game of Thrones won a pair. Peter Dinklage won his fourth supporting actor trophy.
We literally walked through fire and ice for you, literally. And I would do it all again in a heartbeat.
And for the fourth and final time, the show was named Outstanding Drama Series.
I can't believe we finished it. I can't believe we did it. We did it all together, and it's over.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
In all, HBO led the way with 9 Emmys on Sunday night, Amazon Prime won 7, and Netflix had 4. Looks like Pokemon Go isn't going anywhere. It just hit the #1 spot for top mobile games. According to SuperData, Pokemon Go made $176 million in August, but clearly there's still lots of fans trying to go out and collect them all. Players must physically travel to where Pokemon are hiding in order to catch the creatures. The app uses maps to find poke stops, then the ball must be thrown to capture the Pokemon.
So just how far are you willing to go to embrace the fall season? How about diving into pumpkin spice Spam? Hormel Foods says the limited edition flavor includes hints of cinnamon, clove, allspice, and nutmeg. Recipe suggestions including a Spam pumpkin spice, apple and cheddar grilled cheese with caramelized onions, or you can dice cubes of pumpkin spice Spam onto a toasted Belgian waffle with whipped cream, maple syrup, and nutmeg. This autumn Spam flavor is only sold online at spam.com or at walmart.com. Dirty air could breach the placenta of a pregnant woman and enter the fetus developing inside her womb. That's what research in a new study suggests. Mandy Gaither has more in today's Health Minute.
There's new evidence that the air a pregnant woman breathes in could affect the fetus, according to a study published in the journal Nature Communications. Researchers found that when pregnant women breathe in black carbon pollution, harmful particles can make their way from the lungs to the placenta and could potentially reach the fetus. Dirty air could then cause health problems once the child is born. Black carbon pollution is created by the combustion of fossil fuels, which can come from cars or power plants. The small study examined the placentas from 25 non-smoking mothers immediately after they gave birth. Researchers say the more black carbon the women were exposed to during pregnancy, the more pollutant was found in the placenta. The study cautions that more research is needed to show whether once inside the placenta, the pollutant particles can reach the fetus directly, but researchers say the results prove that placentas aren't an impenetrable barrier. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Up next, we have your weather forecast for this homecoming weekend.
Rain or shine, Abby Moore has the details.
My major here at Quincy is exercise science, human performance, and basically that is going to set me up to get certified in strength and conditioning and personal training. So ultimately what I want to do after college is put my personal training career off to the side and join the military. For this upcoming summer, I have the opportunity to join the platoon leaders course, and basically what this is for the Marine Corps, it is officer candidate school. It's a 10-week program in Quantico, Virginia, and if I get accepted, I leave on June 1st and I will train there for 10 weeks up until August 10th. My initial physical standards, and that consists of a 3-mile timed run, 2 minutes to perform as many pull-ups as I can, and 2 minutes to perform as many sit-ups as I can.
What our weather's going to be like for homecoming week. I feel like it's just up in the air at this point.
Yeah, I know the guys got downpoured on last weekend, and I heard there might be more rain this weekend.
Yes, so actually the past 4 years that I've been here, and that Taylor has been here, and you too, you're a senior too, yes. The past few years that we've done this, it's been beautiful weather, and this year, unfortunately, there is some rain in the forecast, so I will go ahead and show you that before anyone else gets too disappointed about that. But so what's going on this week, with Monday being the first day of fall temperatures, they're pretty warmer than usual. but it may not feel very autumn where you are. A new forecast from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says all 50 states should see a warmer than average fall. In northern Alaska, the Southwest, and much more of New England are most likely to be warm. NOAA's latest prediction reflects the warming trend that's taken place over the past few decades. Hurricane season isn't officially over until November 30th, and that means the Gulf Coast and East Coast states could get still soaked. So actually, now I will show you what's going on this weekend with the temperatures. So for homecoming week, that started this week, Monday, it's going to be mostly sunny. But for this weekend, where students are usually out in the tailgate parking lot waiting for the football game to start, that's where the conditions could get a little unfortunate for some of those people. Weekend storms and those temperatures are going to be just a little cool. So for today, our temperature high is 79, and our low for today is 54. As you can see, the normal temperature for today in September on this date is 71 degrees. Our low for today is 52. And our record high for today, September 25th, in 2017, which wasn't even that long ago, high of 92 and our low of 46 in 1942. So I think even if we were to look at this and see that our low for today is 54 and then go ahead and look at the record, that's not even that much of a difference. It's about a 10-degree difference. So we're not very far off from what the temperature could be and the low from 1942. So Wednesday, our conditions partly cloudy, humidity at 50%. That sunset is going down gradually every single day. Last week, I said the sunset was at 7:08 or 7:10 around that area. Every day it's gone down by a few minutes. And so you'll start to see that winter is coming, fall is coming. That time is going to be slowly, gradually decreasing. And so you'll see that the sun isn't staying in the sky as long as it has been during the summer. High of 78, like I said, humidity at 50%. You'll start to see that humidity going down as well. It's not going to be as hot outside as it was before. Those temperatures are gradually going down. Our low for tonight is 54. Not to say that's actually going to be, but it could be 54. Mostly clear. Those clouds are going to be moving through for this weekend. Humidity at 71%. That's going up just a little bit. And sunrise Thursday morning at 6:56. You can see Thursday, partly cloudy. Those clouds are rolling in, like I said. Humidity going down to 49%. Temperature at a high of 76. But if we go ahead and look at Friday, those clouds are rolling in. Wind coming in from the south at 16 miles an hour. Thunderstorms all day long on Friday. So there's nothing really to, hope for on Friday. The sun isn't going to be out. It's going to be raining, thunderstorms all day. High of 83. Wind coming in from the north at 10 miles an hour. Friday night. So I believe there are a few things going on Friday that QU is hosting for homecoming week. I don't know if they're being held outside, but if they are, make sure that you prepare yourself for that. Saturday, I know the day that everybody has been waiting for, everybody's been looking forward to. Homecoming, the football game is going on. Scattered thunderstorms that day, so that might actually affect the football game itself. It might affect tailgating, might affect students going out and just enjoying the day, walking about outside. So if that is the case, make sure you're prepared, wear a rain jacket, wear the right boots, because you know that the tailgate parking lot is all rocks. It'll get a little messy, so just make sure you are prepared for that. Low of 72 on there. We went through Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. As we take a look into Sunday, it's going to be thunderstorms there as well. Moving into Monday and Tuesday, those clouds are going to disappear just a little bit, but we're still going to be having some sun, so at least it's going to be clearing up Monday and Tuesday. But from what we can see, the rain is going to pick back up on Wednesday, and so I think it honestly just figures. I think there's a law and a name for this. I want to say it's like Brown's Law, something like Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law, yes. Where it's like just on the time you don't want it to rain, and it's going to rain. So at least the temperatures are going down, though. You can see fall is slowly, gradually making its way. We're not seeing that 90-degree temperature anymore.
Yep.
So
that's good. I like to hear that.
Yes.
Well, thanks, Abby, for that. Up next in sports, see how QU football team is preparing for the homecoming game.
Plus, a look around at other fall sports. That's next.
Hi, I'm Adam Rogan, and I'm a senior at Quincy University, and I'm a master chef. I'm about to make you scrambled eggs. Eggs are a cheap way to get full fast, and it's something quick and easy to make, and it's also really good. I'm going to be cutting up some turkey, spinach, and putting shredded cheese on the eggs. I think people should cook because it's a really fun thing to learn, and you can learn it from basically anywhere, from cookbooks to online to TV shows, and it's just a really fun thing to do once you get the hang of it. After you mix all the ingredients together, you can put them in the pan with some heated olive oil. When the eggs are done, you'll know by them getting nice and fluffy. And that's how you make scrambled eggs.
Soccer is a physically demanding sport that often results in a tie. Student life comes with its own demands, and often it feels like the losses outnumber the wins. Sometimes you just need someone to listen. It's comforting to know our Quincy team extends beyond the field.
Are focused around figuring out what we want to do. Here at Quincy University, we can help you find what you want to do. Just take a break and do what you love.
Well, the QU football team had its home opener this past weekend.
It wasn't the results the Hawks were expecting, but they'll have a chance to bounce back this weekend. Sports director Shane Holsey is here with more.
Yeah, it wasn't really the home opener we or the Hawks really wanted, but hey, it's still early in the season. There's always next week. Now, speaking of that home opener, Gary Bass's Hawks had high expectations going into week 3, but Wayne State had some other plans. The Warriors dominated every facet of the game en route to a 33-7 victory. The Warriors jumped out to a 17-0 lead in the first quarter and never looked back. Wayne State had 28 first downs to Quincy's 11, 537 total yards to the Hawks' 115, and 327 rushing yards to QU's 41. So it wasn't pretty. It's time to move on. Time to get back on the right track. And the Hawks can do that this weekend with another home game. The Hawks took to the practice field this week in preparation for their homecoming game. Quincy will host its homecoming game this Saturday afternoon against Truman State, who defeated Wayne State 35-12 in Kirksville in week 2. Senior quarterback Andrew Rund believes a steady effort in practice this week will get the Hawks in the right mindset come Saturday.
You don't win a game with one practice, so we just need to put this week together and prepare for Truman State. So we're moving on, and we're going to learn from our mistakes, and hopefully that will lead us to the promised land on Saturday.
Kickoff on Saturday will be at 1 p.m. The Hawks will look to avoid dropping to 1-6 all-time against Truman State. The men's soccer team took to the pitch last weekend and took home a pair of shutout victories. The first featured no shortage of goals on the Hawks side. 3 of those coming from Aubrey Reese, and those goals came in 3 different ways. Let's get right to the highlights. Hawks already up 1-0 in the 17th minute. Watch here as Reese receives a great ball from Al-Sadiq Hassan and fires it from his left foot to the top shelf from 18 yards out. Hawks go up 2-0. The score would stay there until the 60th minute. That's when Spencer Van Nest would hit Reese in stride, and Reese finds the back of the net for the second time to put the Hawks up 3. That's just 2 though, so there has to be 1 more. Just 10 minutes later, Reese on the free kick, an absolutely perfect shot. No chance for the keeper, and he completes the hat trick. The Hawks would get another goal from Craig Chisholm in the 81st minute and go on to win 5-0. 2 days later, Aubrey's cousin, Cooper, would assist on Anthony Cristante's game winner in a 1-0 victory over Rockhurst. QU moves to 4-2 on the season and have now won 4 of their last 5. The Hawks play host to Bellarmine on Friday and Indianapolis on Sunday. The women's soccer team split their 2 games in the Kansas City area over the weekend. The Hawks defeated William Jewell 2-1 on Friday. QU outshot the Cardinals 28-13, 19-7 in the second half. Lauren Crane scored on a penalty kick in the 39th minute, and Maddie Bauer scored the Hawks' second goal in the 49th minute. The Hawks then fell 2-0 to undefeated Rockhurst on Sunday. Sydney Gorman and Maddie Bauer registered the only shots on goal for QU. The Hawks fall to 2-3 overall and 1-2 in GLVC play. They have lost 3 of their last 4, but will have a chance to turn things around with 2 home games this homecoming weekend. The women's volleyball team continued their winning ways last Friday and Saturday in Jackson, Tennessee. The Hawks won their first 3 games in the Union Classic, defeating West Virginia State 3-0 and Union 3-2 on Friday. The Hawks then beat Alabama Huntsville 3-0 on Saturday morning before falling 3-0 to Umsel in the afternoon contest. Emily Rehagen totaled 51 kills, and Sarah Blair had 46 digs to lead the Hawks on the weekend. QU will open conference play in Springfield against UIS on Friday, then head to Romeoville to take on Lewis on Saturday. So a pretty good weekend overall around the Hawks athletic circuit. Things really start to get rolling here as the teams head into conference play, so we'll see what that has in store for us.
Yes, we will. Thank you, Shane.
Up next, a unique way a college student raised $1 million. Stay tuned.
College shouldn't be as hard as understanding fine art. Use the resources here at Quincy University. We're here to help.
Finding your passion is easy at Quincy University. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's degree or looking to go even further, at QU, your professional and academic future is bright. 40 undergrad programs include moments that become experiences, connections that become careers, and relationships that become lifelong support. We want you here. That's why we work hard to ensure that a Quincy University education is affordable. Let us help you put together a plan. Visit discover.quincy.edu to get started.
A college football fan who asked for beer money on national TV raised more than $1 million. On an ESPN College Game Day broadcast in Ames, Iowa, Carson King held up a sign saying Busch Light supply needs replenished and included his Venmo username. Within 30 minutes, he raised $400, but when the word got out that King was going to donate money to an Iowa children's hospital, well, donations went through the roof. Busch Beer and Venmo matched some of the money. Busch also said it was sending King a year's supply of beer and even put his name and face on the cans.
Bravo, Carson. Bravo. Bravo.
I know, literally, what a legend. You know, I saw his face on one of the cans and I was like, who is this guy? And, you know, after I saw the story, I mean, that's amazing that someone could just do that, ask for that on TV and have that happen.
Yeah, it's amazing what all the money is going towards that children's hospital in Iowa.
Very creative, and I'm curious to see how many other people will try and do that now that his story came out.
Right.
I'm sure somebody's going to try it eventually. Now, speaking of game day, don't forget to tune in to QU Game Day on the GLVC Sports Network this Saturday at 10 a.m. One-hour broadcast. For Alexa, Taylor, and Abby, I'm Shane. Thank you for joining us on this edition of QUTV News this week. Take care and have a great and safe rest of your week.